ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ओम गंगणपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। श्री हनुमते नमः। श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 21st of April 2025. I want to offer my prostrations and Ananta Koti Namaskara, Dandavat Pranam to all the sages and to all the incarnations of Paramatma, Bhagwan, residing in the heart of every single being. We are continuing, by the grace of Bhagwan Shankar, to examine Vivekchudamani, verse number 77. Vivekchudamani, verse number 77, confronts the aspirant with a shocking diagnosis. You know, Shankaracharya ji is giving a diagnosis here, that the Vishayas, the sense objects, are such that there is the fierce, that they are fiercer than the venom of a black cobra. You know, the black cobra snake has poison inside it, destroys, for it slays not only one who tastes it, but even the mere onlooker, just by seeing. This is what happens, right, in life. We see some object, we say, God, I have to, we get like that internal, we get hit internally, or internally that desire, demand that I have to have that, I want that thing. Somehow some very massive change happens inside our mind. Not all the time, but it happens from time to time. It definitely happens. Sometimes a person says something to us, and we are so hurt. Itna pain hota hai. You said this to me. Kitna pain hota hai. From all five senses it happens. We sometimes eat something a little bit too salty and we wanted that dish a particular way. Too much salt the waiter has put, or some mother or father, somebody has put, and then we get so angry inside, upset ho jata hai. We have all experienced these things. That krodh aa jata hai because we didn't get, the ego doesn't get what it wants. This is what Shankaracharya ji is teaching us. That the individual who tastes these things, taste meaning experiences these objects, is one thing. But even when you look at it, just by seeing it sometimes, one can be bitten by the poisonous snake. It happens. Let's say you have $5 million in your bank account, but you find out that your close friend has 10 million. You said, oh my God, I'm extremely poor compared to, oh my God, I feel so terrible. Now you find out that the same person has now $30 million. Oh my God, I'm like living in a poverty-stricken place. Yeah, I say, it actually happens, these things. And then if you've come across a billionaire, the guy who has $100 million says, I'm just living in the most dilapidated, main to kuch hai hi nahi. Like, my God, I'm just so hurt because I'm not there. I'm not there. Aisa hi chalta hai. This is the difference. Ye sab agnan hai. Maha agnan. And this is the problem. You see, the problem isn't the Vishayas. The problem isn't money. The problem isn't relationships. The problem isn't anybody. The difficulty is our ahankar and our ego that is trapped inside the Mahamaya's power. Mahamaya, we were talking about it earlier in the beginning today. Bhagwan ki jo Shakti hai, or Shakti is given to Bhagwan. That's another way to look at it also. You can look at it both ways, actually. Both ways you can look at it. Shivji has been given Shakti by the Shakti. Bhagwan Krishna is given Shakti by that Mahashakti. ऐसी भी एक दृष्टि है. ठीक है? और भगवान की शक्ति है. ऐसी भी एक दृष्टि है. Same ही है सब. Nothing different in that. It's amazing. Shankaracharya ji's interpretive strategy is to uncover the metaphysical mechanism behind the lethality. I'll explain the sentences. I've actually created 122 pages of notes on this verse only. 122 pages. They're all sentences like this. And I want to get it published eventually, put it on the internet and put it available for everybody to look at. But I want to have some really good quality writing. No, these commentaries are not available like this. As such, so I want to have some really high quality, and then we can step it down and explain it, but we want to start very nicely. Look at this. This is amazing. Shankaracharya Ji's interpretive strategy. I mean, what is Shankaracharya Ji is doing? He's interpreting the experience of the senses. It's an interpretation. So Shankara's interpretative strategy is to uncover the metaphysical mechanism behind this lethality. The metaphysical mechanism means that what is happening in terms of the entire Srishti, how this sansar and this world is working, and where this world and this sansar came from, in terms of this binding phenomena that is causing this lethality. It is causing the Jivatma to lose energy, lose the mind, lose the, it's causing so much damage. It's lethal, like the cobra example, analogy. Why? So then he says, so he argues that the moment consciousness glances at an object, consciousness meaning our own Atma Tattva, that we are, we see the object through the mind, objects, all five senses. It is involuntary induced into the coordinates of Desh, Kal and Nimitta. This is interesting. So, for example, Sachin sees a beautiful car, somebody's beautiful car. Immediately I'm seeing that car in space. The car is existing in the space, in the space of the world. It is existing within the framework of time. That object is existing within. And nimitta meaning the instrumental cause. That becomes a nimitta. So the consciousness that I am is involuntarily induced. Involuntarily. Why? It's not even my will that I'm getting stuck inside there. It is because of the causal body, my attachment into the engulfment of Mahamaya. It is automatically going to happen. I'm going to see the object. The object is existing. The existence of the material world. This is Desh, Kal, Nimitta, 3 points. I know it's a little bit technical. So Nimitta is the instrumental cause. So the instrumental cause meaning there is the object, the car, I'm looking at it. That becomes a nimitta. It becomes an instrument for me to say, there's a reaction inside. This is the consciousness glancing at the object. Now, once these categories are cognitively ratified, meaning in our mind, I said, this is my friend, this person has bought this car, this person like this, that. So much thinking goes around that because of that. That is called the cognitive ratification. I know these are technical, thoda high level, but it's all right. I want to put it out there because it's just needed to be, it should be understood thoroughly. We say in our mind, this is my friend. He has this car. I don't have this car. This is called conscious ratification. The mind is severed from its native identity with Brahman. My mind is disconnected with Brahman, with consciousness. I lose the sight of who I am. I lose the sight of my own innate, native identity. What the language is so beautiful. I put it inside for analysis, all of this, and it's taken me some time to do it. The shabda par dhyan rakhna, bahut amazing shabda hai. Native means our natural identity. I've lost my connection with it. I'm getting stuck. Jealousy, jealousy, irsha aati hai. This person has this much. I only have this much. I just have I have a $30,000 car. Now this guy has got a $80,000 high class, whatever the new class of Mercedes is or whatever it is. He's got something amazing, and now, he's invited me to his house for some tea and coffee, but he's showing off his car, and, and externally you say, oh, I'm so happy for you. This is nice, and externally, but internally, jalan hota hai, burning with irsha. Kabhi bhi, this is so Shankaracharya Ji explains this, why this happens. So he explains it when in this verse where there is the Desh, Kal, Nimitta. The coordinates of Desh, Kal, Nimitta are causing this. We're stuck involuntarily inside it because the mind is severed. It is disconnected from the native identity with Brahman. Main Brahma hu, main Divya hu. And see the saintly qualities. I mentioned it before so many times. What would be the saintly quality? Oh, as a good friend, may you progress even further. May you gain even more joy. To take joy in somebody else's joy. कितनी difficult बात है. होता है जीवन में? नहीं होता. किसके जीवन में होता है ये सब? And if we have that, if we don't have irsha, If you don't have that comparative irsha, then that is a saintly quality. And this is what causes rebirth. It causes ragdvesh. It causes burning. It's the poison inside. This Shad Ripu, we've talked about it before. And irsha is one of them. This constant comparison with somebody else. And it goes on the whole life. It happens in the families. It happens in the workplace. It happens in the financial markets. And aise hi manushya jal jate hai. I remember when I was growing up, when I was young, 7-8 years old in Ahmedabad, there used to be a bhajan. You'll remember this. Jala Jayo Eso Jeevan. I remember that bhajan from that time. Hari bhajan. This life is just burned away. ये क्या जीवन है? दिव्य जीवन बनना चाहिए. इसमें से कुछ नहीं मिलता. This irsha, rag, dvesh, these things are the real poison that is damaging all of humanity top to bottom. The moment it stops, देखो चमत्कार. And can we stop it? So of course, stop it exactly where we are. Don't worry about the whole world. Stop it in the family. Stop it yourself. Don't worry about anybody else. Sachin is speaking. I have to make sure that's not in me. I cannot worry about others. Others will automatically be affected. It's like that big nice incense sticks. When it is lit, it is going to give fragrance. Whether fragrance is there, whether somebody is there to experience it or not, it is itself fragrant. This is the goal. That incense stick is the whole of spirituality. Everything is in the incense stick. Everything, all the scriptures are in that incense. See, that is why the rishis, whoever started that, said put the incense stick in puja, because it is teaching us the biggest lesson. That is who we are. That our life, even if nobody is there, the incense stick is there. Even if the diya is there, like we're talking about the Jwala Devi, right? The Jot, Bhagwan ki, even if nobody is there, the Jot is still there. That is called self-luminosity. That is the Atma Tattva. That is the Brahma Tattva. And such a rishi, such an awakened person is not bound by the Vishayas, is not in a comparative modality, getting burned up and hurting others because of those comparisons. One is no longer in that involuntary binding process of Deshkal Nimitya. No. One has been freed by the upasana of the chosen deity, by the upasana of the Supreme Lord, whose Maya only he can remove. So the Maya is removed this way. And this is the beautiful truth that is in the Vivekchudamani. Just one more point here. The reality that is intrinsically free from spatial extension, temporal sequence, and causal dependency. 3 quick points. Who we are, actual reality, Brahma Tattva. Brahma Tattva meaning that Bhagavad Tattva, the actual Atma Tattva. That is intrinsically free. It is we are actually always free. This is what Ramana Maharishi taught. Intrinsically free of spatial extension. We may travel anywhere in the world. That is just a creation for the Atma. But the Atma is free from spatial extension. It is free from temporal sequence. The sequence of life events that we go through. Those things that are going to continue, Jagra Sapna Sushupti, the Atma Tattva is free from that. And it is free from causal dependence. This has to happen, then I'm happy. This thing, then I'm happy. This happens, that is free from that. Free from all 3 of those. The very interesting point, I just went through one paragraph of this. There are some 122 pages like this, just on this verse. Kitni amazing baat hai, because we have now analytical tools to actually probe these things, which would have taken years to do. We can do it in a much faster way now. It's a question of putting in the right prompts and then really analyzing and getting the kind of output we're looking for, and then trying to understand it and present it. It's just language is just language. But what do we do with it? It's like if you have a beautiful, very high, rich protein, like the Impossible Burger or something like that. If it's just sitting on the plate, it's meaningless. You have to eat it, then it will be useful. It's something like that. So with that, let's stop here for now. Om Sri Krishnaya Namaha. वामे यस्य स्थिता राधा श्रीश्च यस्यास्ति वक्षसि वृंदावन विहारं तं श्रीकृष्णं हृदि चिन्ते। ओम ध्यानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्तिः मंत्रमूलं गुरुर्वाक्यं पूजामूलं गुरुर्पदं मोक्षमूलं गुरुर्कृपा। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विचे। ओम ग्लौं हुं क्लीं जुं सः ज्वालय ज्वालय ज्वल ज्वल प्रज्वल प्रज्वल। ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विचे ज्वल हं सं लं क्षं फट् स्वाहा। ओम दुर्गे दुर्गे रक्षिणी ठः ठः स्वाहा। ओम श्री राधा कृष्णार्पणमस्तु। ओम ह्रीं स्वाहा।